You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Wordsworth, Romney, field investigation finding obsolescence. Mr. Wordsworth, the state has declared you obsolete. Now, what is your occupation?
A librarian, sir.
What?
A librarian, sir.
Mr. Wordsworth, do you understand the nature of this hearing? You have declared yourself obsolete. We have declared yourself obsolete. What is your occupation now?
I am a librarian, and if you people choose to call that obsolete...
Mr. Wordsworth, the term you people, make reference to the state?
I make reference to the state, sir.
And you persist in declaring your occupation as being that of a librarian?
That is correct.
Well, since there are no more books, Mr. Wordsworth, the services of a librarian are not necessary. Case in point, a minister. A minister's function is that of preaching the word of God. And since there is no God...
There is a God.
You are in error, Wordsworth. There is no God. The state has proven that there is no God.
God cannot be replaced with an edict.
Or a bug, Wordsworth, and crawling inside an ugly, misinformed little creature who has no meaning here, no
I am a
purpose.
human being.
You are a librarian. A dealer in a language factory that spews out meaningless words. Words! Mr. Wordsworth, that have no substance.
I am a human being and I exist. And if I speak one thought out loud, that thought lives, even after I'm shoveled into my grave.
Illusions that you inject into your veins, printer's ink, the narcotics that you call literature. Books, essays, the Bible, all of it, all kinds of it. An opiate to make you think you have strength when you have none at all. You have nothing but spindly limbs in a dream, and the state has no use for your kind. The board hereby finds you obsolete. You ought to be liquidated within the next 48 hours at a method and time of your choosing.
Then I request to have an assassin, but only he and I are to know the way which I am to die.
Acceptable?
And I also request an audience.
That can be arranged as well. It's not unusual that we televise executions. As for the time and location?
Midnight, tomorrow, in my room.
Agreed. We will choose a liquidator and send him to you. That will be all, Mr. Wordsworth.
Ronald Wordsworth, in his last 48 hours of Earth, he's a citizen of the state, but will soon have to be eliminated. Because he's built out of flesh, and because he has a mind. Mr. Ronald Wordsworth, who will draw his last breaths in the Twilight Zone.
Thank you for accepting my invitation, Chancellor.
Of course, but why would I accept an invitation from a condemned man in the last hours of his life? Hardly the norm, Mr. Wordsworth. I'm here to prove something to you.
And what is that?
That the state has no fear.
Forgive me, Chancellor. You've come to my room to prove to me that the state isn't afraid of an obsolete librarian like myself. I think you're hiding something here that you won't even admit to yourself.
Now, what might that be?
I don't fit your formula, do I? Your state has got everything categorized. You are the strength, and people like me are the weakness. But no, there's something terribly wrong here. I don't fit, do I?
Oh yes, you fit the formula. When you feel that your survival is just a matter of minutes, we shall see which is stronger, the state or the librarian. I take it that you've had a talk with your liquidator?
Yes.
It's about midnight now, isn't it?
Yes, it's very soon. They just brought the recording equipment a few hours ago. Why, we're being televised live.
Oh. It's not unusual that we televise executions. Last year, we had 1,300 people put to death in less than 6 hours. Mr. Wordsworth, you're not facing the camera. The audience wants to see your death. And don't stifle your emotions. If you feel like crying, cry. Some state official might take pity on you.
That might please you, wouldn't it?
Suit yourself, Mr. Wordsworth. Unfortunately, I have another appointment to attend.
Chancellor, you have plenty of time.
What's that?
I haven't been fair with you. In a few moments, a bomb is about to blow up.
Oh, well, good. A quick and painless death for you, I assume.
But knowing that you're going to die, isn't that the happiest thought in the world?
What kind of idiocy is this, Wordsworth?
How does a man react to the knowledge that he's going to die? As for myself, I will read my Bible. How will you choose to live your last moments, Chancellor?
This is insane, Wordsworth. Guards, let me out!
Chancellor, you're cheating the audience. Face the camera.
Guards! Guards, let me out!
Chancellor, don't waste your breath. There's nobody there.
I misjudged you, Wordsworth.
You misunderestimated me. You wanted the whole world to see how a librarian dies. Well, let the whole world see how an official of the state dies. Let the whole world see the strength of the state, or the resilience of the state. But it's only you and me now, and the great equalizer, death. In the eyes of God, there's very precious little between us.
We shall see, Wordsworth. We shall see.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie in green pastures. He leadeth me toward
Guards!
the
Guards!
waters. He leadeth me toward the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Dear
Guards!
Lord, forgive us for
Wordsworth,
our
let me
sins.
out!
Lead us toward heaven and save our souls from hell. In the name of God,
Let me out! Let me out! In the name of God, let me out!
set him free. Stand right here. You have been removed from the office. The state has found you obsolete.
Obsolete?
You have disgraced the state. You have proven yourself a coward. You have no function. Therefore, you are obsolete.
But I'm not obsolete. What are you talking about?
You have disgraced the state. You have proven yourself a coward. You have no function. Therefore, you are obsolete.
Oh.
You have disgraced
I
the
am
state.
not obsolete.
You have
What are you
proven
talking
yourself
about?
no function. You have no function at all.
No.
You are
I'm not
obsolete.
obsolete.
You have disgraced the state.
I did the
You have
same
proven
power
yourself
state.
a
No.
coward. You have no function.
No. I'm
Therefore,
not
you are
obsolete. No.
obsolete.
Late Chancellor was only partly correct. He was upset. But so is the state, any you wish. Any state, any ideology that fails to recognize the worth, the dignity, the rights of man, that state is obsolete. A case to be filed under M for mankind.